In this video, I'm going to tell you how to find your why, but not just any why, your actual internal why, the one that actually truly matters. Every man and his dog out there is telling you how to find your why. The problem is, if you get an external why and you put your whole life based upon the external why, you will drop off at some point because you'll realize you're doing it for other people and you'll feel empty inside. It's happened to me multiple times in my life. My name's Frankie Lee. I've been 36 years on this planet. I own ContentRemoval.com. I have the Frankie Lee podcast. It's a top 0.5% podcast in the world. You should go listen to it. It's banging. And today I want to talk about this internal why and why it's so crucial. Look, it's simply this. Through my life, I have pursued multiple different things. Boxing, being a boxing trainer, having a boxing gym, all this, that, and the other. And I realized when I was a boxing trainer that my whole life I'd lent my ladder against the wrong wall with that. Because when I got to world title as a boxing trainer, I realized that my whole why for doing that was to prove other people wrong. So I decided when I went into the next thing, on from being a boxing trainer and on from having a boxing gym, which was all to prove other people wrong and for other people's this and that external whys, I decided I needed to get a really strong why for the podcast. So I put together what I thought was the strongest why of them all, and it drove me for 5 years. It was to help people break patterns and flip perspectives so they can have more clarity, more direction, and more success in their lives. Now, you may have seen another video I did on this. The key problem here is the word others. It helps others. There's no problem with helping others, but if it serves just others and you keep serving others and you keep giving away, eventually it serves everyone else, but it doesn't serve you because you forgot what your internal why is. Actually, I didn't forget. I never even had an internal why. I didn't know what that internal why was. So I want to tell you today how I've reversed engineered what my internal why was, the steps that I've done to do it so that you can do it in your life so you can get your internal why right. Now, it's simply this. This might sound a bit woo-woo, a bit fucking hell, Frankie, I can't do this, can't do that, but I like to have things structured and I use this iPhone as a CRM. I use it everything. I use it, I list all my red flags in women, my green flags in women, the ideal description of my perfect woman, I literally describe how I want my ideal day to look like, my dream day in my life. I describe it and I read it to myself every day, from the moment I wake up to how I turn up, to how I'm in the gym, to my character, to everything like that. So I already know exactly how I want my life to look, where I want my life to be, what my missus looks like, the thread count on my sheets, where I live, the store, the layout of my apartment, everything's laid out, the cars I drive, the watches I have, all the abundance that I have, and everything that's attracted in my life is all written in my iPhone. It's in notes. My why, obviously, all these things are just bang, 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 written in my iPhone, right? I'm going to get my iPhone out now and I will show you some of them like this. Look, dream red flags, all this, that, and the other, they're all listed on there, right? You can see them all. Anyway, the ideal year in my life. So I've got a note which says my ideal year, so where I live through the year, when I'm in Dubai, when I'm in the UK, when I'm in Miami, when I'm in Europe, when I'm in Australia. You get the point. So I have that all laid out. I have the dream life that I told you. I have the red flags, the green flags, a personal CRM so I can see what my tasks are, so I can make sure that that's structured right. And now I have pinned to the very top my personal why. Now, step one to get this right, to get this nailed, is to write down your dream life and what it looks like, and be super descriptive when you do that. I'll read you a little bit of mine, and maybe it'll inspire you to do yours. I live in Miami next to the beach in a beautiful 4-bed penthouse with a private lift, podcast studio, chef, personal trainer, and an awesome gym with a boxing area and a full setup of jacuzzi, sauna, ice bath, and breathwork area. I podcast with the best guests globally, blah, 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 blah. I wake up at 6 a.m. in silk, 1,000 thread count bed sheets. and I go for a beach walk and I meditate and blah, 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 blah. You get the point. It's super descriptive. It goes on for a long period of time, talks about my character, everything in there. It's all dialed in, and I've had it for at least 3 years, probably 2.5, 3 years dialed in this way, and I update it and add things to it and I get more and more descriptive. And as I'm getting more and more descriptive, it allows me to step more and more into that life. I'll give you an example. When I was in Dubai and I was waking up every day and I was reading this, I thought, well, I'm not being congruent because I'm living in Dubai. I don't even like Dubai. Why am I in Dubai then? Well, I should go to Miami, shouldn't I? Because I'm reading it in this every single day, right? So I shifted myself to Miami to align with my greatest vision, right? So you with me so far? Cool. I'm glad you're with me because this is important. So once you've got that really, really, really super descriptive, your perfect day, how you wake up, the ideal day of my life, once you've got that, and it's so super descriptive, so descriptive that when you read it, I want you to feel it. I want you to feel what that feels like. Try it on, feel it. Say, oh yeah, that feels good to me. I'm waking up, I walk down the beach, I have my Latina girlfriend, or my Russian, or my Ukrainian girl, or my Australian girl, whatever your girl looks like, whatever flavor suits your boat, or if you're a woman, whatever flavor man suits your boat. Really be descriptive. Thousands thread count sheets, how that person makes you feel, how you feel, what your character is, how generous you are, this, that, the other, who you give to, who you don't give to, who gets your time, who doesn't get your time. Be super descriptive. It's critically important. Once you've got that nailed, that's when you can use ChatGPT, right? You can use ChatGPT and say, right, take this ideal day in my life and write a description of my why. And it's going to give you a basic of my personal why, not my internal why, not my why for other people, because it'll try and spit you out like some why about other people and this, that, and the other. Not that. Really prompt ChatGPT to the point of view, like you really want to dial in on your personal why. Take this, which is how I want my everyday life to be, and construct that into what I value and turn that into my why, right? That's going to give you a real basic basis to work your why off. And then you read that and you can add and iterate and re-prompt and re-engineer and this, that, and the other. It takes a little bit of time, but you can really get something deep and congruent. Now, I said to you that on these previous videos, I was struggling to find my internal why, and it was on the pursuit of, I was going on the radical pursuit of finding it. And today what I did was I took my ideal day, my dream life day, I took it and I prompted ChatGPT and I used a lot of my own insights and my own knowledge from being around all these top entrepreneurs and everything else, and I cooked a paragraph that honestly, when I read it, I'm like, that is so bang on me. And I'm going to read it to you because I want you to understand how in depth I've done it. Now, it took me 3 or 4 days since the video I made telling you about finding your why and all that stuff. It took me 3 or 4 days since then of conscious thought and effort and iterating my dream life to be able to cook my why. You have to know what you want every day to look like, in my opinion, to be able to cook the why that resonates so much that when you read the internal why, the one that no one tells you about, when you read that, you're going to feel it. And when you can feel it, you can embody it. And then you can, from there, you can use your internal why to generate you affirmations in your voice and all kinds of different stuff I'll tell you about along the path. But this I want to read to you because it's this embodies every part of me. So this is my personal why that I've crafted today. I exist to live as the highest version of myself, a man of honor, courage, and abundance, inspiring millions by building the ultimate life through discipline, integrity, and service. I create wealth, wisdom, and impact by mastering my craft, breaking patterns, and teaching others how to step into who they truly are. My mission is to lead by example, elevating those around me, while building a legacy through my podcast, business, and my personal brand, living fully, loving deeply, and leaving the world better than I found it. Frankie Lee. Now that I feel on every level of my being when I read that. And then I wrote one more statement. based upon that. I help people who know they have more to give the world unlock a new level of self. And that is what I do for you on the back of me serving my internal why. Yeah. And this is why it's so critical that today of all days, whenever you're seeing this, this is the day you have to find your internal why. And if not today, when? That's it. That's what I've got for you, right? I'll be giving you more advice, more guidance as we go through. If you want any help finding your internal why, DM me at Frankie Lee on Instagram. You can come on board as a client if you like. The mentorship, in fact, the mentorship link's in the page. Just book a call through the mentorship link or inquire through that page. But if you need any help, but I'm giving you the guide. I'm giving you the leg up here right now. This is something that I've struggled with. It's something that's held me back in life. I have achieved a lot in life, but the problem was I've achieved a lot, and when I achieve what my goal is, I go on to the next goal because I never had the internal why. I could never sit there and have the gratitude for the fact that I've worked to world title level in boxing. I could never have the gratitude that I've podcasted with some of the biggest people in the world. I never had the gratitude that my podcast is downloaded by hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people around the world, and has made people millions of dollars. I never had the gratitude for that because to me it was like, well, yeah, and what? Like, because the internal why, the metric for why I did it and everything else just got forgotten because it wasn't ingrained. So ingrain that today in your life and I guarantee you take yourself to a whole new level, right? So do that, make sure it's done. I'm telling you now, I promise it will take you to a whole different level. External whys, example, helping people break patterns, flip perspectives so they have more clarity, more direction and success. The podcast's why isn't your why. Your why to help your mum, your dad, your girlfriend, and that's not your why, right? That's part of it. That's the external why. The internal why is for you. It needs to be for you. If it isn't for you, you're gonna drop off. You're gonna fall off. It's gonna be shit, right? You're gonna feel like you always achieve something and you feel like you're lacking something, like you're missing something. You, my friend, are not missing anything, right? But what you are missing is the why. You're not missing anything externally or internally. You got it all. You got all the tools. You're just not clear on the why. If I can give you today the internal why, or give you the tools to find the internal why, I'm telling you now, it will change your absolute life. That's what I got for you. Much love.